But some of the stuff that actually got on camera, one of the things that I tried to do while we were filming it is just like, just tell the script supervisor, mark that, let's pull that, and it went on for a while. But like everything else, when you go to work every day, I'm sure everybody has the same experience. Like, oh, I'm going to pull this off the line, just create a copy, just put this in the folder that I haven't created of things that are meaningful or just read it. And then, I'm going to take all those things after this year and put the folder and find them and print them out and send them to my friends. Yeah, right. And then you go home and the spaghetti pot boils all over the oven, and you're way off of that mark. So I think everybody knows I don't live in Los Angeles anymore, or really hang out in the close circle of that. But at some point in my life, on the list of things I got to do, I get my brother his 21st birthday present. He's 31 now. And really, if your birthday, we're going to go to the Flyers game. It'll be great. Don't worry, it'll be great. So, one of the things that I've always like to do is see if I can revisit some of the tapes and find some way to get through some of these things and put some of that together. I mean, I'm also a keeper. I've got hundreds of photographs that I personally took on the set of, Roy's hair on fire, or, Dave Green is sleeping on a pile of shaving cream. So I've always wanted to get those things transferred to videotape. We just got to keep having conventions so I can eventually handle getting this done and having this stuff out here for everybody to get a couple of yucks up. It does exist. Probably I'm sort of the one that's holding the bag, trying to find it in the universe and put it together. So I'm going to get around to that. I'll write it down and put it on my bulletin board, and it'll stare at me every day. I do also, because some of the stuff is really funny stuff. Linda throwing a coffee pot at me, she's just hysterical. Phil, we'll make sure that gets cut out, won't you? Linda remark. I promise to visit, or at least be at the question of with Thomas in the next month or so. I'll make some inquiries there and see if I can stir it up a little bit. Obviously, we have another 8, 9, 10 months before I have to really do it for next month. I'll start the conversation in the next few weeks. But thank you for bringing it up, because there was some fun stuff. And even just, the simplest things, which to all of us are very funny. I can't remember, if I could put a number on how many times Vincent ran into Father's chamber, and his little leather sausage got caught on the railing running into Father. It'd be like, and it would just be pretty much right after that, you hear the sounds of Ron screaming for his dresser. Alright! Sausage is stuck in the railing! Quietly, with a lot of grace, Victor or Gus Draconis would turn to and go, and that's a cut. So, some of the stuff there. Ayler? Yes. Hold on a second. Are you ready to go? Good. Ready to go. Thank you. What am I doing now? It's a good question. I just moved to San Francisco, so Elvis has left the desert. Yeah, the desert, for those of you who know, I was in Las Vegas, of all places, for the last 2 years. I can now say that because I don't live there anymore. Las Vegas, there was quite an experience. My mom had moved there a couple years ago, and she had some bouts with some health, so I ended up starting to go there a lot and hang out. I stayed and got some interesting work there in the corporate and image videos for some big companies, and that's what I did for the last few years. I just moved several months ago to San Francisco, and I love that place. It's a really joyful place with some really wonderful energy. A company I've come on board with is a company called Red Sky Films, and it's a very intelligent and aggressive group of people that, for the last 5 years, have made their living doing television commercials. They're a pretty hot shop in San Francisco. They've done a bunch of the spring commercials with Candice Bergen. They do UPS stuff. I've got a couple beer spots on the reel, some sneakers. So it's a fairly active shop. It's very talented directors, A-list directors in the commercial field, and some very young, aggressive, hip MTV style type commercial directors. They also, last year, they launched a series of children's empowerment videos, which is a really exciting thing. A lot of you know that I just like doing stuff. After doing these, I did a series of things for kids, an IBM series that were the first CD-ROM thing. So it's something I really like to do, is be involved in stuff that is going to touch children. And that's the area where I'm now taking on as my domain at Red Sky, is continuing developing in youthful programming and developing scripts. I'm also going to help them to really pay a lot of the operating costs. I'm going to keep doing industrials. We just did an image piece for a company called The North Face. That was actually a lot of fun. It's the high-end brand of hiking and outdoor wear. So we filmed a bunch of, they sponsor all these athletes. They're called athletes, but they're some of the most talented men and women who decide, like, yeah, it's January and there's mountain and covered in ice. I'm hiking it. Yeah, I'm going to hike it. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking doing. So we interviewed, it's a good video that we'll play in the North Face stores and that kind of stuff. So I did a video a couple months ago that IBM was showing their kiosk at the Olympics. So that's what they're doing, it's just some corporate stuff, and there's a lot of money in that. I can tell you, there's a lot of money in that. But interestingly enough, what the challenge is for me in the industrial marketplace is to sort of share with IBM, companies like that, that there's a way to reach people that encompasses not just talking about the technology, but talking about like the fun that it adds to people's lives. So I've had a lot of fun sort of educating IBMers who come to me like, now it seems a little crazy what you're telling us. Does it have to be so crazy? Yeah, it does. What me, you're going to get, crazy. So that's what it's going to be. But with Red Sky, where I'm heading, and right now it's just, don't tell anybody. But one of the first things I want to do is develop a project for my dear friend Ron Perlman. So I have a script that he sent me last week, and it's weird. Schwartz, you're going to love it. It's just one of the best things I've ever read. Okay? And as many of you know, Ron and I are brethren, so obviously the first thing I'd love to do is to do a project with Ron. So we're now finding out about where his deal is with this. It's a writer-director's piece. And Ron's attached with, right now, quasi-attached with Anne Bancroft. It doesn't mean it's going to go anywhere, but it's a very interesting script and strange. Yeah, it's strange. You think you've seen it strange since the beginning of the movies? Oh, it's strange. Yeah. But, yeah. So that's what I'm doing in San Fran. I just found a place to live. And yeah, 3 months I was looking for an apartment in the most expensive and most difficult city that I've ever lived in the world. Unbelievably difficult. I just found a place on the waterfront. And if you're in San Francisco, walk up to the waterfront. You might see me. Not. I'll be rollerblading to work. I'm that close to work, so that's kind of like my thing. I'm going to either walk to work or ride my bike to work. So I'm kind of excited about city living again, having the opportunity to live like I did when I was living in New York, not having to take my car out and get in. So that's work for right now. Thank you for asking. Anyone else? Yes. Very much so, yes. I will repeat the question, and then I will answer the question in the form of an answer. The question was, you said you worked with Matt painting. What was he like to work with? Well, somewhat strange. No, Matt painting is spelled M-A-T-T, and Matt, of course. Where's Clara? She lived in the Yorkshire. Clara has there's one of her paintings in there, which is absolutely gorgeous, is a Vincent going down. That painting on the stairwell is pretty